In the next part of today's lesson, you will read slide 4 of your Google assignment. When we're done reading aloud, you're going to be asked to highlight a line from the text that demonstrates artistic license and then answer the question that follows. So on your slide, which will look like this, you have a short excerpt from the story that we started yesterday about Mrs. Pratchett that describes her. You need to take a look at your knowledge organizer, which can be found here in this section of the slide, focusing specifically on the part of the knowledge organizer that talks about artistic license. When you read the definition for artistic license, you will see that it says the understanding that an author might distort or alter facts slightly in the creation of a piece of literature while maintaining the spirit of the truth. Another way to think about this is that sometimes authors will fudge details a little bit, they might lie a little bit, they might exaggerate a little bit, just so that their audience can understand the spirit or the ideas that they're trying to convey. It's the spirit of the truth, but maybe with a little bit of creativity that goes beyond what's fully 100% true. I'll show you an example. This particular piece of writing is also by Roald Dahl. This comes from the book Matilda. If you haven't read this book features a character named Miss Trunchbull, who's the headmistress or the principal at a school where the main character attends. She's not a very nice person. Let me read this article or this piece of text aloud to you so that you can learn about Miss Trunchbull. Miss Trunchbull, the headmistress, was something else altogether. She was a gigantic, holy terror, a fierce, tyrannical monster who frightened the life out of pupils and teachers alike. There was an aura of menace about her, even at a distance. And when she came up close, you could almost feel the dangerous heat radiating from her, as from a red-hot rod of metal. When she marched, Miss Trunchbull never walked. She always marched like a stormtrooper. With long strides and arms swinging when she marched along a corridor, you could actually hear her snorting as she went, and if a group of children happened to be in her path, she plowed right on through them like a tank, with small people bouncing off her to left and right. So within this text, I want to find a line that demonstrates artistic license. And the one that I'm going to choose is the very last one. She plowed right on through them like a tank, with small people bouncing off to her right and left. When I read this, I can picture this woman like the size of a military tank pushing through a hallway and little kids are flying everywhere, which is probably not entirely true what a person would look like as they march through the hallway, but it helps me to understand that she is a big, rough, tough woman who doesn't treat her students very nicely. So I'm going to write, this quote demonstrates artistic license because although Mrs. Trunchbull probably doesn't actually send kids flying through the hall, Dahl helps me to understand how big, rough, nasty, and loathsome, I'm going to use my vocabulary word from yesterday, this character is through his exaggeration. This is a way that you can show that you understand the artistic license, the steps that Dahl is taking through his creativity to help you understand something better about a character.